Hey everyone, we are celebrating. We just finished our last Lake Country Farmers Market, so we're super excited because that's a full season under our belt.
Yay!
And it went as planned plus a little bit. It was as good as we hoped plus a little bit more. So
Yeah, I think we did as good as we could hope because we didn't miss a single farmers market. We made it to every single farmers market,
yeah,
and I feel like we came with a really good showing to the farmers market, and we blew our sales goal at this specific market out of the water.
yeah.
We thought we'd top off in numbers at this farmers market at $400 per market, and our best market was $700.
Yep.
So
And we did close to 700 3 times. So
yeah, which brings up the average a lot.
yeah.
Yeah. Today, what was the number today?
Mm, it wasn't even quite 300. It was pretty cold, and
And then I came and I spent all of our profits on
Yeah.
cookies. So
but like we almost had a windstorm and like a rainstorm. So
it was really cold too.
yeah,
The weather's like it's been not super nice.
we did 3 different markets this year. We did the Lake Country Farmers Market, which is it's like a smaller market. I think at most there's maybe 30 vendors.
Even that feels kind of high.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that
Like
size.
today, there was like 10 people. There.
Yeah, 10 vendors, maybe a dozen. Not very many. But the thing is that the customers come for food. They're like shopping for groceries there. So there's actually, a decent, it's a decent market for us. There's another market that we were doing Sunday mornings in downtown Kelowna. And that market, we were selling flowers really well, but the food didn't sell very well, which, we're growing vegetables, so we need to, flowers are good to sell, but we need to be able to sell veggies at the same time.
Yeah, the logic of the flowers was they were going to be an add-on item. They're, we weren't going to be a flower farm. We were going to be a farm, and you could also pick up like a market bouquet when you're buying your weekly produce. So there's not enough customers, and like not enough time
Yeah.
to do just flowers.
Yeah. Hey. Then there's like the big time market, close to the mall in Kelowna. There's a Saturday market that does, like they say, like there's 10,000 people that
Yeah,
will
they
go
say
through.
on their best day in the summer,
Yeah,
10,000 people in one single market.
it's like a big parking lot, with maybe 120 vendors, something in that kind
Yeah,
of
or
range.
less, right?
It's a lot of vendors. There's a lot of vendors there,
Yeah.
and all the rows are just like shoulder to shoulder with people. And
Yeah, it's hard to shop at it because it's so busy.
yeah.
Like we don't actually tend to go there
We,
very
we,
often.
we never really shopped at farmers markets because we always grew the type of stuff that you could buy at a farmers market.
Yeah, we are not our ideal
Yeah.
customer. We're like, oh, that's expensive. We're like, oh, $3 carrots. I wouldn't pay that.
But that market's like the big time market, and there's a smaller version of it, same spot, lots of the same vendors that happens on Wednesdays, and
Yeah,
we were
Saturdays and Wednesdays.
we were doing that one, and I think our best day there we sold
Last week was we've only done it twice.
3 times.
3 times. And last week we did like in the 600s.
Yeah,
And it was like this time of year things are a lot slower. I saw someone asking where we are. We're in Canada, British Columbia, and then the town is Kelowna. And like for those numbers that we're saying about the farmers market, we're a big tourist town. We have like lakes and like lots of like recreation type things. Like there's
So that's
tons of like winery tourism.
so that's like selling 600 Canadian, and then that's like 10,000
No.
Canadian. So that's like the equivalent of like 8,000 Americans.
That's a subtle joke. No, but so my point is, we're out of the main tourist season. So, like last week, that was what we could expect. Locals only to be doing, and we did quite well without having any sort of name recognition at that market.
But we think that on the Saturday market, which we're kind of doing the Wednesday market to earn the stripes to get into the Saturday market.
Don't say that.
Oh,
When
no,
Francis is watching.
we're doing the Wednesday market solely for the purpose of the Wednesday market. You know,
No. I mean, we've only done a couple of them. We didn't. So going back, I have a video from back in the winter where I came up with what the farm plan was gonna be, like what our goals were, how we're gonna try to achieve it, like what we were gonna do, and our goal was just to sell at the local farmers market, which is the one that we're celebrating that we finished. And we didn't really know like how much success we were going to be having with it being just our first year. We didn't know how well things would grow. We didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know anything.
Yeah, we didn't know anything. But we've been having so much success that we felt comfortable to be able to go on and do these new farmers markets, which are like the bigger picture. That was like more of a long-term goal, long-term plan. But we've felt really good and confident with how well we've done at our smaller local market.
Yeah.
So now, end of season, we have enough. We've been able to try to move on to this bigger market, and I feel like we've gotten good feedback from like the market staff. Like it sounds like there might be space for us next year.
They give preference to like actual farmers.
Yeah, farmers markets.
There's lots of different craft items. It's a like make it, bake it, grow it is their slogan. So it's all, you can't just like be MLM type stuff. They're very strict with.
Or even we couldn't go selling someone else's produce.
Yeah.
Right? Like we have to make or grow everything.
And that's like the Saturday market is like the best chance for us to make money at farming in our area. Like there's nothing else that'll ever compare to.
You could sell thousands of dollars at that market.
Yeah.
I think that we'd be more limited by what we could bring to the market for that specific market. Oh, and so about the tomatoes for the question. There's lots of agriculture in the area. This time of year, you could find canning tomatoes for $1 a pound, but you wouldn't find that at the farmer's market. At the farmer's market, the tomatoes would be a lot more expensive. You wouldn't be getting, if you wanted to can tomatoes, you wouldn't go down to the farmer's market, most likely, to buy tomatoes.
Yeah, you'd look online, because nobody would bring the bulk for the canning tomatoes.
No, they might have it, but you'd have to pay a premium, which is part of the reason why we want to get into this farmer's market. It's not people necessarily looking to get a big deal. It's people, coming to like spend some money. We grew cherry tomatoes for selling at the market, and they weren't selling super well at the Lake Country farmers market. But we think that some of the things that we're kind of speculating for selling at markets would do a lot better at the Kelowna farmers market, because we think enough people in Lake Country have their own gardens that they're not necessarily interested in paying like a premium price on tomatoes because they already have their own tomatoes.
Yeah.
They're the ones looking for that 25-pound discount box of canning tomatoes. But at the Kelowna farmers market, I think that we wouldn't have any problem selling our little pint baskets. Here, grab one of those. We've been doing like this is like a pint basket, filled up with cherry tomatoes, and we've been selling that for $5.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the price. That's the type of pricing that we'd have at that specific farmers market, and we could go and we could sell, a couple $100 of cherry tomatoes at that pricing on a Saturday, which is part of the reason why, we're excited about the idea of getting in.
We learned a lot this year. We learned that people don't like to buy small beets; they only want to make big beets. People were really into our salad, but they get so into the lettuce that they wouldn't necessarily buy other things. So we had it kind of priced as like a loss leader to get people in, and then we found that people were just coming and being like, they just grab a bag and they'd be like, "Here's $5, bye," and we'd be like, "That's not exactly the customer we're after."
Yeah. No, not a bad idea. Still, because I feel like
Still $5.
a lot of our first customers were people who bought that $5 bag of salad, liked it so much that they came back and were like, "Well, that was so good. I want to try what else you have." So it still functioned in the way that we hoped. Of they'd try our salad mix, and then they'd go on to buy more from us. But we're not committed necessarily to keeping salad mix at the same price that it is right now.
Yeah, we'll probably start it at $6 next year.
Yeah, I like the $5 price point because I don't like to deal with change. My whole pricing structure, everything is like all baskets are $5, and we have like 2 basket sizes. We have like a pint and a quart, and it's like if it's in a basket, it's $5, and then it's easy.
Yeah.
And then
our bunches of carrots like that's $3.
yeah,
Or 2 for $5.
2 for $5, and then
Don't judge us on those ones. Those ones are
these are for the goats. These are our bunches of carrots that didn't sell. And
like a couple markets ago.
Yeah, these are a couple.
No, we just kept them because our daughter's bus stop is right next to our neighbor's goat field. So
yeah. So we bring a bunch of carrots for the goats. Though we might not be able to keep doing that because they're starting to recognize me.
Yeah.
And they get kind of crazy.
There's one that comes charging over and like is like
yeah, this big fatty mama. Yeah, and I'm like, my neighbor will not like me if I get the goats so rowdy that they start like standing up and like wrecking his chain link fence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
we have lots of items. Like we'll have a bunch of beets or a bunch of
Oh, yeah, our
radishes.
point
Everything is $3 or 2 for $5. So
yeah, the goal is to not leave the market with a bucket of change.
mm-hmm.
So that was our pricing strategy.
It does make it easier.
Oh, because for context, here, get some of our Canadian money. Because everyone's American, so they think it's so funny. Here, get the loonies and toonies. Yeah. Okay, so this is $1 in Canadian money. This always blows Americans' minds if they haven't seen them before. And then this is $2. So, like this here, this is like $50 in coin. Right?
Yep.
That's what flows?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's easier not to have to deal with a ton of coin. So that's the reason why we kind of try to get the pricing into those like 5, 10, 20.
Yeah. How many coin dollars did you deposit into the bank the other day?
Yeah, the other day I rolled up a bunch of money and brought it in, and there was like $1,000 in coins. It adds up fast. A roll of toonies is $50. And it's like, this tiny little roll.
The lady at the bank like almost refused to like deal with Serena.
No, she was like, "How much money is here?" And I'm like, "You're the bank."
Yeah, like if I told you, would you not count it? Like, what does it matter what I think is there?
Yeah. Right. That's a good point. For about the the $5 is like $3.75 American. Food is a lot more expensive in Canada.
Yeah.
Food is more expensive even than just the exchange. So, like our pricing of $5 for like a little basket of cherry tomatoes, that's pretty consistent with the grocery store. No one's getting a better deal than that.
Like we sell a half pound of our triple washed lettuce, this like super delicious Salanova lettuce, and that's $5.
And that's way too cheap.
And that's like what some of our friends who farm are selling restaurants.
No, they're selling to restaurants for $15 a pound.
Oh,
Like a really good price wholesale to a restaurant.
So we're selling-
$10 a pound.
we're selling $10 a pound
Yeah.
to the farmers market, and they're selling 10 to 15 to restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can definitely bring our prices up.
And
we're lucky because we're in this like area where people will pay a lot of money, for food.
Mhm.
People care about their food. They like want to know how it's grown. We don't necessarily selling at the farmers market. We don't necessarily have to be a certified organic farm.
Yeah.
Because people will want to know. They want to talk to you about how you grow your stuff. It's not that the customers here are savvy enough that they know about how things are grown.
Yeah.
So to them saying, "Oh, I'm certified organic," they may even have additional questions to ask you on top of that. Be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, what sprays do you use? Like, what organic inputs do you use?"
yeah, like the other day, there was a friend of ours who was buying something from me at that Kelowna market, and her daughter was like over playing with some other stand and grabbed like a pepper, and then like ran off with the pepper, and that was from a place that sprays their produce, and she's like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Basically she was just gonna toss it because that's how much she cares about having pesticide-free food. So that's the kind of customers that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
I was kind of joking because I was like, we need to put up a no spray sign. We need to like.
That's what people say if they're not. Context. If you aren't certified organic at farmers markets, you can't say that you're organic unless you're certified.
Yeah.
You can't use the word organic at all because that's been like trademarked basically. So the way locally that people say that they're growing organically without saying
certified.
organic is they say no spray. Which it's some of them spray organic fertilizers, right?
Yeah.
So it's and then the other thing that they say,
We don't even use organic pesticide controls or anything. We just basically rip it out if we have to.
yeah, but then there's other things that we do that wouldn't qualify for certified organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put this sign up, and then another way people phrase it is like, do you use chemicals? And so I was like, no spray, no chemicals on my sign. And then I was laughing all day, texting all my friends, being like, I put up a no chemical sign, but nobody knows that I actually put H2O all over my vegetables. But once you put H2O on your vegetables, you'll never go back because it makes them grow so good.
It's
Because chemical means nothing, right? Chemical just means it's not an element, I think, basically is what it.
yeah. It's like there's a specific lingo for it. We some of the stuff that we're interested in though. Yeah, I mean you could say that.
No spray basically just covers it.
Yeah. You're limited to how much space. At the Lake Country Farmers Market,
Nobody asked.
we didn't even put up a sign because people were like, "Oh, your pricing is high," so we assume that means that you guys grow organically, right? Everyone's just like, "Oh, you guys look, oh, you're this nice middle-aged white couple with expensive vegetables and a fancy sign. You guys must be doing everything organically."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the nice things about the Lake Country Farmers Market. There was a lot of space to learn the type of questions that customers were gonna ask. The type of things that the customers were gonna care about and be interested in. I was kind of surprised how few questions we got about how our stuff was grown.
Yeah.
People made a lot of assumptions based on just what we looked like and our pricing. Yeah, BT is organic, which is, why the no spray is kind of, an awkward thing to say. Because, most organic farmers around here spray BT, no problem. And I think that a lot of other people spray it, even if they say no spray.
Yeah.
One thing that we kind of needed to spray this year, and we never did it because I was kind of nervous about it, is our soil is like extremely, extremely low.
It's not extremely low in boron. You just need some boron.
It was like the lowest amount that they register. It was like on a scale of 1 to 10, how low is your boron? And it was 1. But so we need boron in our soil, but there's not very many things that you grow that really need it, like without it causing issues, except for beets. Boron causes like issues with the foliage, and also it can cause black scabs on the beets itself. And so we bought some boron to spray, but our kids are always in the farm. They're always down there with us, and like you're not supposed to expose kids to boron. Like there's like Health Canada things about like don't make slime with your kids because you use like borax to like make slime, and then kids get exposed to it, and it can be like really dangerous if they ingest it. So we were pretty nervous about spraying, so we never did it. But I saw the issues of having the lack of boron. But I'm like, oh, we need some boron in the soil, but it's hard to spray anything with like, we're called a Red Roof Family Farm, and
our kids run wild.
Like our kids are literally like down there all the time. Like our son loves eating greens, so he's like always, just helping himself. Like both of them, they're in there running naked through all this stuff, like rolling around in the dirt. And so the last thing I want is them down around those chemicals. Like even the organic stuff, you're not supposed to be touching it. You're supposed to be needing to be really careful for cleaning your produce too. You should lean back a bit. It's the camera's all.
Oh.
It's like
Anatomy.
It doesn't know where to focus.
Yeah.
Ian got a new cell phone, so
yeah,
we're
trying it
I
out.
know.
And Serena's getting a newer cell
I'm
phone.
super stoked. I mean, this is totally off topic, but I'm getting a fancy cell phone, so we're super stoked to see what the sound and video will be like on that. Because we normally film on like an actual camera.
Yeah, Serena had like a S5.
Oh, nice dude. It's like I don't even know what time it would be there.
Yeah, in Tokyo.
I guess we wouldn't be too far off, right? Because we're close enough that it's like just looping the other way. Just a stone's throw over the pond.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's Solubor is what we had.
It's boron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different countries have different standards for things. 17 hours.
It's the afternoon.
There you go.
We had like a crazy storm come to the market today. Like it just started blowing. It was pretty nice. It was nice and sunny. And then about a third of the way through the market, we just got hit by this like wind that was like making the tents almost blow away. And then I had to like start strapping everything down because I didn't even have them tied down to like a tree.
That's like the most dangerous thing about farmers markets.
Then luckily that only lasted for about a half hour, the crazy wind. And then it just started raining. The rain is actually like better than the wind. I'd rather be in a rainy farmer's market because here it's just like we don't really get wind except for that front of the storm.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. Kind of like what, like 20K.
Yeah.
It's like a windy day. These are all our dead flowers. I was like, our background looks boring. I'm gonna put all our dead flowers behind us.
Yeah.
But they look like, from what I can see, they look pretty good.
It is pretty sad because Serena did like a big pick on all the sunflowers and all the flower garden. It's kind of like kaput's is pretty much done. So
We have risk of frost this weekend, like, which is early, like really early. We're also like, this is the end of this specific farmers market, but I was kind of aiming for mid-November to be how long the season goes, because we have a lot of, we have how many greenhouses?
4.
Like 4 greenhouses now. And because we've been working this week on setting up a greenhouse for all of the lettuce, and yeah, and then the tomatoes are in the other ones, but we have like plastic and hoops and stuff to cover things to protect from frost, but it's way earlier than I thought.
We also have no time. We're so slammed for time. It's like I don't even want to do another market for the rest of the year because we have like so many tasks to do that it would be nice to get done before winter time happens. And
yeah, we're kind of like, oh, maybe if we don't get the stuff up and we get surprised by frost and everything dies, then then we have an excuse to just end the season.
We weren't really counting on this year financially. Like this year, year 3 is when we're like profitability.
Yeah, I want to break even by year 3, and I want to be profitable by year 5 is the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically, I want the money that we've made to cover the investments that we've made into the farm by year 3. Because honestly, I think when everything's said and done, we'll probably spend $100,000 to get everything going for like all the like tools, all the like to put in the irrigation, just everything that we're gonna do. I think it's gonna cost about that much.
Yeah.
And then the kind of hope is that we'll be able to sell $100,000 worth in the next couple of years, and then by year 5, I want us to be able to work like well enough, efficiently enough that we can cover the labor cost and still make like a profit over what it's going to cost to for the inputs and compost and seeds and just all the stuff that you have to do every year anyways. And then the labor costs, right? That like I want to be able to, if we have an employee, pay the employee, and then still be able at the end to have a wage that would be the equivalent of like paying myself an actual wage. Like to have it to the point that we're not working for free.
We're not looking to get like rich by any like.
Yeah, no.
We just want to be able to do what we like to do, which is like grow, and to have the socialness of like going to farmers markets. And
we really like doing the farmers markets. Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun to go talk to people about growing food, which is what we like to do anyways.
Yeah, we were laughing to the market manager the other week. We're like, oh, boo-hoo, we go to the farmer's market and we stand here and everyone tells us how beautiful all of our vegetables are and like just gives us compliments like the entire time we stand
just like,
here.
Oh, tell me more about my vegetables.
Yeah, it's I always laugh because some people are like, grumble, 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 farmers markets. I'm like, I literally like stand here, people give me compliments and money.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't imagine a better job.
And then we've been giving a lot of food to the food banks, which feels good too, right? We go to the food bank and they're like, whoa, look at this, because all of our stuff is super nice.
Yeah.
And then we were giving them flowers.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
And they were like, oh my god. I was like, do you want flowers? We got like 15 bouquets, and they were like, that's so exciting. So
we're lucky because our local food bank is they have like an industrial dehydrator, and they actually, so they'll take, you know, like, oh, bring them like 400 pounds of carrots, like they'll take it, like no question. And then what they don't give out to people, they put through this industrial dehydrator. They do all this like gleaning work with the local farms and orchards, and they take it and they dehydrate, and all the vegetables become like a soup mix that they actually distribute internationally. Like they send their soup mix worldwide whenever there's like a need of food. I think they're like connected with like the Red Cross, and they also do like dried fruit, like trail mix type stuff. So, you know, it's a fun resource knowing that when we bring down the veggies that they are going to get used. It's not like a question of, oh, is it actually going to,
Yeah.
is it actually going to get out there?
Yeah. So, you know, it's been so fun on so many different like levels.
Yeah, live streaming at the markets is like, because
You can't really like.
we're a
There's
little
kids, right? There's kids everywhere. You can't put people's kids on the internet.
yeah, and like just people in general, we're cautious about, like we don't care, but we're a little bit like, anytime we film, we try to make sure people aren't in the background, because
Yeah.
we don't want to be putting other people on the internet that don't want to be on there.
And anytime that anyone is like that we know is, we're like, hey, do you mind being in a video?
Yeah, like if there's any time people are like working at our place and in videos, like we've asked permission before editing them in and things like that.
As much as we'd love to just do a live stream, it would be funny.
We did we took down our camera and we filmed our setup for dude. Our daughter is waking up to go pee, but yeah. So we actually brought our camera down, and we filmed doing our setup, and then we filmed some footage during the farmers market, because I know like you guys like asking like do a live video there. We've had people ask about what it's like to be at the farmers market, and what our setup looks like, and especially we put up lots of pictures and videos, like little video clips of our market setup over on our Instagram account. So there's like quite often we'll just take like a panning video, because my camera sucks, so I can't actually snap pictures, but I'll like pan and take a video of everything set up at the farmers market. But I know people here on the YouTube have wanted to see it, so we filmed all this footage. It's not very interesting yet, and we weren't really talking because we were working while filming it, so we don't quite know what to do with the footage itself, like what is the video about. But that's something that we hope to work on, like over the next month. Honestly, when it comes to video making, we've been so slammed just with working on the farm. I'm out there for like 12 hours a day, just like working on stuff. And Ian's been, yeah, exactly, doing some sort of voiceover about it. We've been just so busy. There's all the time, when I'm out there. Ian's been doing a lot of the childcare and the cooking and the cleaning and stuff, and it hasn't left a lot of time to be even taking the camera out to filming things. It's funny, we've been going to kind of like look back at stuff, and we have no B-roll, like, even pictures on my camera. Like I go to put something up on Instagram, and I haven't taken pictures in multiple days, just because I've been so busy. I haven't had, I have dirty wet hands. Like I don't even pull my cell phone out of my pocket to snap pics. But now that we are getting into the slower season now, things are definitely getting a lot slower. And so we are getting to the point that we'll have a bit more time for making some videos. And we we're kind of sitting here getting close to the end of our first season for the farming, and like I feel like Ian and I, like we actually hopped on to do this live video because we were just like starting to chat sorry, to chat about, oh, how did the farmers market go, like, what was working, oh, like, like we were basically having, this kind of reflective conversation, and we've been having a lot of those conversations lately, as we've been kind of like, we've been having a lot of talk about what we don't want to do next year. Like there's tons of stuff that we did this year that we're not gonna do, that we're not gonna do next year. And then there's lots of stuff that we do want to do next year that we didn't do this year. We're kind of like, I feel like we gained a ton of knowledge this year. Like one of the biggest pieces of advice I always see, like farmers giving to people who want to start farming, is to go work on someone else's farm before you start your own farm. Just like the knowledge that you'll gain from doing it, is worth all the money, even just doing it for free, the amount of knowledge that you get.
Why woofing makes sense, right?
Yeah. And like, having basically spent this year working at our own farm, like I feel the same way. The knowledge that we gained this year is like hugely helpful. It's like, and I feel like we had good expectations of this year. Basically the plan for this year was, hands-on market research. So, we're sitting here at the end of this year and like feeling like we blew our goals out of the water because we learned so much stuff.
Yeah.
We got farm status on our property, having sold over 10,000, like we're officially a farm for real. And we actually built a customer base this year.
People were really excited about the product, like all the food that we were growing. We got a lot of really positive feedback. Oh, this is the best lettuce I've ever had. Like, oh, this was like the best I ever had of that. So that was motivating because
that sucks. Sorry.
Yeah. And then making the sorry.
Hey, I don't know if you guys are still there, but
yeah. So
Ian's phone just crashed.
I was saying, like, basically on the money side of things, we proved that the Lake Country Farmers Market is worth doing.
Yeah, which
we weren't sure.
We weren't necessarily sure that it was.
We thought it was going to max out at 400 forever, right? Like not.
Yeah.
And we were already doing 700, and that was with products, some that underperformed and others that weren't even there for us. So we feel like we could surpass that and maybe even have some $1,000 days.
I definitely think that refining in like our product, we could have
plus
a couple $1,000.
That market it's growing. Like a few years ago, that market was like not worth going to at all. And now people are like embracing it more. So I think it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. As we're on the outskirts of the city of Kelowna.
Yeah, we're in like a suburb area.
And there's all this high density zoning stuff. So it's going to start getting there's a lot more people that are going to be here, and they could be the exact type of people that want what we're selling. So I think we're well positioned. At that market, we earned. Like the first spot, like when you walk out of the parking lot, you have to walk right by our stall. So that gives us a chance to be the first people saying hello. And it's not always the best because tons of people are like, oh, I'll catch you on the way out. And then you see them on the way out and they've got, bags full of groceries and they're like, bye.
Yeah. I mean, this farmer market is so small that there's no bad spot.
Yeah. But we earned that spot, which we like, because we're able to go there and it's a spot where we can watch our kids and they can go play in the splash park that's there. So it was still important to us to get that spot.
Yeah, we our kids will come and play at the park by themselves for a couple hours. And this is like one of the few spots where you can actually see the park.
Yeah, the rest of them, there's no sight lines to watch them while they play there, so we wouldn't be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
And then we've been able to try out the Kelowna Farmers Market, and it sounds like we'll be able to get into it next year. And that's the one where it's like, you know, you can have an actual payday, like a big
Yeah.
money.
Even the Wednesdays would be like $1,000 market once we get established.
For like the summertime.
Like, I think if we were established even in the shoulder season,
Potentially.
it would be.
Yeah.
This market also, one of the issues that I had for the start of this season is the Lake Country Farmers Market starts the beginning of June, and like
That's pretty late because we had stuff like
like we can definitely. I mean, it is season extension, I guess, to do transplants and not be like growing direct from seed. But it's
when we originally talked to the market manager, he's like, "Oh, if you could come in like the start of June with like a bunch of," we're like,
he's like, "Oh, if you have veggies at the start of June, you'll like do amazing at this market." And we're like,
what?
He's like, "Oh, it's lettuce. You could have lettuce by like June 1st."
Are we talking about the same June? Like, are you guys?
I was like,
are we on the same calendar here?
I was like, does everyone who grows here like live in the mountains? Like, we're a little bit colder. We're probably 2 weeks later here at our new property than we were in our downtown property.
Yeah, we were right down by a lake.
Yeah, we were in a really warm little microclimate. Even just in town versus in the suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
But
even still.
Come
on,
come
people.
on, slackers. But a lot of the people around here are actually orchards. Is what it is.
We're like veggie focused. They're fruit focused.
Yeah, so it's like if you have fruit June 1st, like you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Even strawberries aren't ready by June 1st, but.
So we had our farm status as well, which we went and talked to the city and we're like, oh, we just want to check before we build this farm stand if we can do it. And they're like, you can build the farm stand, but you can't sell on the road until you have farm status. So we didn't bother building it.
Yeah, because we realized that we had so much. That was like backstory from the summer.
The farm was
we
just
realized we had
food.
so much food that we were like, oh, we need to find a way to sell this at more than just Fridays. Like, we're not selling enough. We have so much. And so we figured if we had this farm stand, we could just put it out there and it could be self-serve. And so that became the new focus. Get this farm stand set up, and then
it was like stopping his tracks. It was fine because I was like, you're gonna let me build a farm stand without any permits, and all I have to do is get farm status, and we almost had farm status at that point in time. So I was like, whatever. I'm considering that a win in my books, anyways.
Yeah.
So we're gonna build a farm stand this winter, and next year, like the road in front of us, or like in front of our house, is like zoom, zoom.
There's a really big community with
like all day
some
long, cars.
high density. There's like townhouses and apartment buildings. There's probably like 1,000 families that live in this like housing complex at the end of our road.
And we're not the only way to get to it, but we're like one of the major ways between like the big part of work like in Kelowna and then this community where
if they don't come home past our house, they go to work past our house.
Or they just drive by our house when they go to one of the stores in the little area like the strip malls that we're in or something. Like they definitely drive by our house. Everybody who is at the farmers market knows our house. Our house it was built in 1901, so it's been here forever. It's right next to the road. Oh.
I'm good.
And
popular. It's like first phone call I've gotten in like a week.
It's like it used to be like a stagecoach stop apparently between our communities, and so it's been this like house that people have known for it's just been popular. So everybody kind of like knows about it, and they're like, "Oh, you're the new people who like moved in there." Oh, I went and walked through it when it was like up for sale because it was up for sale forever. Because this house is crazy, right? Like a house that's 120 years old, and the floors are all like whoop, up in the top floor, and you know, it like the wind blows through the house. It's a beautiful house.
No, it's not like the house is pretty good.
I can see I that door that's right there.
Okay, well,
I can see.
yeah, sure. We need like a
We need a lot of
wing
weather
strip.
And like the windows, you close them and they're like thump, and they open up a bit. You know, like they thump and they open up a
Well,
little.
there's one window that opens up a lot because Ian broke it the other day.
Don't blame me on this.
Ian broke the handle off of our window, and now our window doesn't stay closed.
Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, no, the one thing is too that you can't see the farm at all from the road. We always talk about like our house has like creepy mansion vibe because it's just like dark, overgrown, and then this like old house. And
we have these like big pines and like a Russian olive and like a cedar hedge all kind of in front of the house. And
yeah, and our property it's like this. It's like this long skinny strip, and then like the house is like right at the road. So you wouldn't necessarily know from the frontage that we actually had any sort of land. You'd think maybe it's just a house.
And the house looks pretty gorgeous, I think, from the property when you look up at it. Like it's got some really cool lines, but from the road it's like it's all like
it's been added on to like a million times, so it's like it's a pretty awkward looking building.
It's got like a rock front with these like super wide like
posts. It's I laugh about the house because it's like every room has been like renoed, but farm style. Like they did it one room at a time, so it's like you're like, oh yeah, this one was done last in like the 70s. Like, oh yeah, this is like 90s. It's like just like the colors and like the different decorative details. You can see, like you can kind of date everything. Like, oh, this bathroom was good enough to get through the last reno. It's.
Can I talk about my favorite thing? Cats. So we actually have two channels. We have this one that is called You Can't Eat the Grass Vlog. And then we have our other channel, You Can't Eat the Grass.
Well, you have to tell them the backstory then.
Our comments got disabled on this channel. And then we were like saying that we should make another channel so that we can have our comments, and we will make videos that don't have our kids in them at all. It'll just be our farm content. That was our plan. And then we made
we got too lazy. We like didn't have enough time to make videos, so we're like, whatever. Just put it all on the same one.
Yeah, and we just won't have comments.
Oh wait, so Stu, before you go, the kids keep playing like the pick a hand game with us.
Oh,
it's like they keep pick a hand.
So what we're gonna do, because we made that other channel, and we want to put out some videos that are like not really like related to the farming stuff, but we like cats, and we got all these cats.
We have all this footage that we're always filming of the cats.
And I'm like, can I put up a cat video? And Serena's like, no cat videos on our channel. So the other channel is gonna become a cat channel. It's gonna be Big Bad Bo.
When we have all this time.
Yeah. Well, those videos come together pretty easy because it's just like, Bo being Bo. Hopping around. Like Bo is a murder machine. He kills like 5 things a day.
We had like when we moved here last year, the amount of vole damage that we had, like we'd walk in the fields and you'd be falling into the ground all the time.
Yeah.
Because the voles are like these tiny little mouse-sized like moles basically. So
they have like big claws, and they have like and they can dig holes like so fast. You can almost watch the holes being built, and every maybe like 3 feet they'll like pop back up, and then
to kick the dirt out,
and then they'll keep going, and like these holes get built so fast.
For the comments, it's not us choosing to turn the comments off.
Yeah,
we have no control. Like YouTube is just like There's no option. There's no comments.
It's part of the apocalypse.
Yeah. Sometimes like we'll be like, oh look, we can have like comments on this video, like when we go and like click on it.
And then within an hour it's been shut off.
Yeah, and you know, some like there's been on occasion that we've seen like a comment or two sneak through in the first couple minutes and we're like, oh, we have comments back, but then it's gone. Yeah, like manually I have to turn on the ability to chat even in these live videos. It's like become a default that we don't even have like chat on our live videos and even on our what are they called? Premieres?
Yeah.
Yeah, even on those, that's the only thing that I have the ability to manually override to be able to get any sort of content. Like,
but we post a lot of content on Instagram if anybody wants to.
The other channels that did it, what they did is they turned off the comments as the default on other channels. But like we're
the next
tier up
they just
of like
it's
not an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've like looked into it a bit.
Yeah.
We haven't like.
There's other channels that are big enough that they've had the same thing happen to them, but then they've like been big enough that they have like contacts with YouTube to talk to, and so then they go through the steps of being like, can I have another person assess my channel to say that I can have comments? But we're just not of the size that we can do that. Maybe if we had like 50,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers, then.
So tell your extended family. All 50,000 of your extended family.
Yeah, but honestly, Ian and I are also kind of the opinion that by the time we might have anyone to talk to, there's a good chance there just won't even be comments on YouTube anymore, just because they have so many issues. With
YouTube could be changing, right? Like there's a lot of stuff that's coming down just in the next like 4 months or something like that, with the new FCC guidelines about having like kids in videos and stuff. So we don't know. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep chugging along on this channel because it's got 14,000 subscribers and the other one doesn't even have 1,000 and it's not monetized and this one's monetized. But it'll be a fun place, that other channel, to stash cat videos because
Yeah, and then
you can look at my phone and my phone is like just pictures of cats.
Yeah, and we've been like, when we have the time, when like the videos get completed, if we can, we've been trying to premiere the videos. Yeah. Just so then
we can interact.
That gives a chance that if someone just happens to see it, that then the chat's there for the the length of the video time. But I mean, we haven't even really been doing very many live videos this summer just because we've been so busy.
We've been doing 2 markets a week, which was almost 4 full days for both of us, basically. Like it's so much work because we never got around to building
all those things that we had to get done before the market started. Building our walk-in cooler and building our wash station.
We weren't too far behind on doing the walk-in cooler, but then we were having so much success at the market that we were like, what's more important? Having all this infrastructure built or doubling down on building a consumer base. And we're like, it's more important.
These are good still.
Yeah, of course, they're just carrots.
These are like 2-week-old, like crusty carrots. They're still super sweet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so that's why we never built the walk-in coolers, because we decided it would be more important to put that time into doing the second market a week and try to crack the Kelowna markets so that we could get in onto the Saturday markets next year. So, I still think that was the right decision.
I do too.
We've got 3 fridges, and we've got 3 freezers and 3 fridges. And then we also had a room that we put an air conditioner in, like a window air conditioner, in our barn that was like for tomatoes or
all the tomatoes and all the flowers.
It was cooler. It was cooler than like all the other places, but it wasn't like fridge temperatures.
Yeah.
But
it was pretty hot in the summer, right? It was hot enough in our outbuilding. It was like 30 in Celsius in the outbuilding. Mm-hmm. So like even the coolers loaded up with like ice packs.
Yeah,
they'd be like getting hot and like crusty.
Yeah. And then we had like 9 coolers. So we basically the reason that 2 markets a week took 4 days is there was a harvest day, and then there was the market day, and then there was a harvest day, and then there was a market day, and then there was 3 days a week where we could try to accomplish stuff. So then we also did like the garden club wanted like a barbecue hosting location, and we felt like
Cynthia's not a bot. She's like one of our like super old subscribers.
So Serena's like a member of the local garden club, and we were like,
this summer's been a blur. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
And they were like, nobody was.
This is like one of the biggest things that happened.
Nobody wanted to do the barbecue. That they didn't have enough people.
Not old at age. You've been around for a long time. Come on.
And so we were like, what? There's all these people are obviously interested in plants and growing and stuff. And so what better way to get our name out into the local community than to like host this barbecue for the local garden club. And we put like a lot.
Plus, we have no social life, so we have this theory that like all
of our friends
come here, right? So like what a perfect opportunity to get new friends that'll come to our house.
Yeah.
Of inviting all the garden club to our house.
And we put like a lot of time because we're like, there's no sense in doing this if the place doesn't look good. So we did a lot of like beautification projects.
I mean, things have gotten so out of control over the spring. Like, everything else on the property got abandoned to like weeds and mess.
And
yeah, so hey.
So that was like a big focus of energy, because then we were doing like multiple markets. We were like trying to keep the grass cut on this place.
Oh my god, Ian cut the grass a couple times, and it like took an entire day. It took like 8 hours.
Yeah, and then I'd wake up the next day, I'd be like, why does my body hurt? And I was like, oh yeah.
I was like, stop cutting the grass. It's like a waste of time.
But if you don't,
it looked, every time he did it, I was like, oh.
We're like,
it looks pretty good.
Let's go shoot a video.
Well, I was like, yeah. I was like, that was a waste of a day, but it it looks really good.
So
obviously we just need to like get rid of the grass and put more plants in, and then we won't have to.
Yes, you can't eat the grass, exactly.
No, you can't cut the grass. Well, you know what? Still have never in my life used a lawnmower. I've still never in my life cut grass. So, there we go.
Congratulations. You met a man who would do man tasks for you.
You know what the lawn looked like. Ian would like go away for like an entire summer. He'd go away for like all of June and July for work, and then he'd come back, and like there'd be like kale, like just a field of kale in our grass at our old place, because it was all of the seeds from our entire garden would spill all over the lawn. So it'd be like, oh, I have like radishes growing and like kale, and like it'd be like waist high, and he'd be like, what is this, like? And I'm like, yeah, don't cut the grass. Like, I don't. Why would I waste my life cutting this grass?
I'm maintaining that this grass has to be cut because we have like people coming to our farm to buy stuff, and I don't want to have like trip hazards. That's my worry, is that somebody comes out and then they fall, and then they, then we get in trouble with our insurance company.
I heard some crazy stuff about everyone like started to grow like hemp for like, because you grow specific strains for the CBD, and all the farmers were all like, oh, like crazy cash crop, and they all like invested into growing the CBD hemp, and the market is like already like early crops are already starting to flood the market, and American farmers have grown like 10 times more like CBD hemp than like the world
The history of the world.
no, the world consumption, right?
Oh.
Like so they
I don't believe it.
no, it was this really crazy. But yeah, and so like now everyone's like scrambling to like pull their crops because like no one's gonna be able to sell it because they all grew it thinking it was gonna be this like, oh, I was gonna make all this money.
I've talked to some people who are growing it in this area and they're doing well.
Yeah, well, I said American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the type of carrots that we grow. This is something that we'd actually sell. We, when we do like the bundles and we just pull everything up and then there's like these little ones, we're like, oh yeah, those are totally going in the bundles.
Yeah, why not?
And then, the kids will see them and they'll be like, oh, I want that.
I don't count it. It doesn't go towards the
It
count.
counts.
Because I try to do bundles to be like 10 carrots. A 10 carrot bundle. Unless they're all like piddly.
Yeah.
Then I'll throw like 1 or 2 extras in.
Oh.
But
Miser. I always like to see stuff that I've like bundled or flowers that I've made sell. That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
There's one I remember fondly. One carrot bundle that I remember I was like, oh yeah, this one's gonna sell. Because I put all those little baby ones like all along. There was like 2 rows of like little baby ones with like, a normal amount of carrots.
if I was proud of every time something I picked sold, I'd be proud all the time because I do all the harvesting.
You do 99 point something percent of the harvest.
I was like running out of time the other day and I was like, Ian, I'm like, I need your help, please. Like, I need you to go and to harvest carrots for me. I need 50 bunches of carrots. And then I got to the farmer's market with him and he like pulled out all his putting out all his carrots and they looked so bad. I wrote them up.
Yeah,
We had an official talking and I wrote him up and I told him that it was unacceptable and if he did that again that it'd be a second strike. The carrots are $3 a bunch or 2 for $5.
Are you interested? Send us your address.
Yeah, we'll ship this one to you.
These ones, you probably missed the earlier thing, but these are our carrots for our neighbor's goats.
This is 2-week-old carrots that have literally been laying out, like, they haven't been in the fridge, they've been, like, outside, like, in a bucket. Like, they
Okay, our phone is obviously mad at us. It's glitching out, so I think we should wrap it up.
Well,
thanks for joining us.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. I don't know if we actually ended up talking about anything that our title implied we were going to talk about.
Oh, you know what that makes it? Clickbait.
Like every other live video that we've ever done.
This is like.
Yeah,
every single time
we're like, oh, we're having a glass of wine. Like, we should do a live video. Like, party at our house.
The only time we drink is on live videos.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
At least this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But there's
Definitely
not
a few summers.
There is not enough time in the day to have drinks.
Yeah.
Because even if you have enough time to have like a drink in the evening, you don't have enough time the next day to deal with the dehydration. If you want to send us an email, because there's the no comments, we have our email we have a list of contact stuff in the description of all the videos. And
yeah.
I think
not this one maybe.
No, I think it's
if not this one, then every other one.
Yeah, I think it's in this one too. But it's listed in there with like the Instagram and the Facebook and stuff. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
If we're doing stuff wrong, let us know.
And
we actually get lots of really good tips on how not to do things.
And if you're ever watching our videos, do thumbs up because we don't have comments, so it limits our possibility for engagements. So
we know we did a good video when we get the thumbs ups, or when we get more thumbs ups than normal. Yeah. That's how we gauge it. If a few extra people, because I assume there's like a handful of people who just always give us a thumbs up. They're like, oh, Serena and Ian, I don't even need to watch this. I'm just gonna click.
I know it's quality content.
They get a thumbs up without even watching it.
Did anybody laugh at our jokes on our last video? I thought that.
What jokes? Oh, like the pests?
I thought the pest jokes was pretty funny. That's it.
Okay. We gotta go before our cell phone crashes again. All right, but we'll hopefully make a video.
We have like 4 or 5 videos that we filmed.
Well, I told them about the farmers market video.
Yeah.
That we need to figure out.
We have one on tomato cages or tomato trellis.
I don't know if that
That one might not get
that might be a
released
spring
till spring.
video.
The caterpillar tunnel.
Ian made a video.
Yep.
They're not as good as the videos that I make. You
We'll
can
see.
tell the videos that I make because they're the ones that
You know
thousands of views, and then Ian videos.
You know what the best videos are?
What?
The videos that you make and I edit.
No, the videos that I make and edit, and then you come in and you spend an extra 5 hours doing fancy editing and finding jokes.
I don't think anybody would call our editing fancy, but
Well, I mean, fancy compared to the editing we're gonna teach Leah to do.
yeah.
Okay, we should go.
Thanks for joining us.
All right. Till next time.